Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings,
And ourselves.
we stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world heroes among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in us all. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a better place, a whole new world,
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the What's a Genre Showdown. I'm Coco Bar.
And I'm Rusty Wilkins. I am the creator of this crazy competition, and trust me, folks, you're in for a wild ride.
We've all heard it before. What's a genre? Does this song fit to a genre? Is genre even a thing?
Well, we're putting that question to the test. We're going to do it with 32 artists, unpredictable matchups, and at the end, only 2 WAG champs.
So here's how it works. Every round, contestants are paired up at random and have 7 days to create something together. And then for the next 7 days, it's time for judging. Our panel of judges scores a song based on 5 criteria: creativity, originality, genre commitment, collaboration, emotional impact, and technical skill.
Now this includes special bonus points for the number of likes. Okay, only to the highest scoring duo will move on to the next round. And just when you think you figured it all out, boom, new round, new partner, new challenge.
That's right. That means contestants need to be quick, creative, and ready to adapt to any genre we throw their way. And for those of you watching, your votes can help decide the winner.
So now whether you're competing, cheering on your face, or just here for this genre chaos that we're bringing to you, you need to buckle up now, because the WAG, the What's a Genre Showdown, starts now.
Will these artists rise to the challenge?
Let's find out. Don't be scared. It's just WAG, baby.
What's a Genre Showdown? Everybody wants to join. Everybody wants to join to watch a Genre Showdown.
So for Mashup 1, Team 1, we had Starmy and 100 milligrams. Came in swinging. Definitely felt the punk groove. Gave him a 4 out of 5 on the creativity and the originality. Fresh sound. Now for the genre commitment, I gave him a 3. They hit the mark. It's punk. The one thing that I would have gone higher here is if there hadn't been auto-tune. Auto-tune, I'm not against it. It actually does work here, but it turns it more into pop than it does punk. And because of that, I couldn't go higher on the genre commitment. You don't hear auto-tune in punk typically, and when you do, it makes you start thinking of other genres. Now on the collaboration cohesion, I gave them a 4. Tight. They bounced off of each other really well. Thought the collaboration went great there. And I also gave them a 4 on the emotional impact. Starmy gave a great lead, felt it. It's not as rebellious as some punk songs, but it does have the emotional impact necessary. For the technical skills and quality, I gave that a 3. Again, tied to the auto-tune opinion. Not against using it, but because it was being used in a genre where it would have sounded better hearing the voices without it, would have been more raw, could have upped the score a little bit more there. But overall, fantastic sound. I gave him an 18 out of 25 and very enjoyable track.
Yeah, that had a nice little bop to it. That had a nice little bop, but as far as the punk, I don't know. I can't really get at like punk rock maybe. I guess I can get at the punk rock because like, if I think about how it goes, yeah, I mean it's close for sure, but all the extra auto tune is a little crazy.
Yo, what up, waggers? It's round 2, mashup 1, team 1. Picture this. It's Starmy and 100 milligrams, and they've taken you back to the year 2008 with bands like Call the Cops, Weather Star, Forever the Sickest Kids, and All Time Lows. What a love letter to the punk pop genre that puts pop in front of punk. And that's okay. Male and female vocals, smoothed with auto-tune, and an instrumental that just covers the entire stereo spectrum. In this round, it's great to see the vocals flexing their WAG muscles. Let's jump on to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. Now, the first thing that I love in this track is obviously the vocals. Not just the vocals themselves, but the duet. The way that the male and female vocal comes together to create this excellent track. And not only that, but the way that they stack. Yeah, that was good. Whether it's Starmy's really awesome vocal throughout the song, or that classic early 2000s vocal break-in from 100 milligrams. You know, feature defeat. I hear those tighter vocal layers from my round 1 feedback. Nice work. The second thing I love about this track is the lyrical content. Thanks for giving me the lyrics on the track so that I could vibe on a deeper level. My gifts would never see the light of day. My talent would all go to waste. Yeah, that's angsty. If there's one thing I want more of, it's a different vocal mix. The vocals sound a little too natural here, and for a punk pop song, especially one that's throwing out this kind of vibe, you need a more compressed, upfront sound. More sparkle, and maybe a little brighter. I think maybe there's a little bit too much mud in the vocal, and the instrumental kind of takes up that clarity range. We need to adjust that for maximum punk pop efficiency. The scores. Creativity and originality. This one gets a 3 out of 5. With a baked-in track, I can't really give it a ton of originality because it wasn't the contestants that put forth the entire product. They went out and found a great track, but it was just the vocals that they offered for their WAG round 2. Genre commitment is an easy 5 out of 5. No qualms here. Collaboration and cohesion. Also a 5 out of 5. These 2 vocalists, what they did offer in the track was excellent. Their vocals complemented each other well, and they utilized a great punk pop arrangement. Emotional impact. That's a 5 out of 5 all day, my friend. Finally, technical quality and skill. This is where all the cracks show themselves. It gets a 2 out of 5. Both vocalists are a ton of fun to listen to, but I can't really award them any points for the track. They didn't make it. It wasn't theirs. With that being said, when it comes to technical skill and quality, my expectation when you go and pull a track to compensate for that weakness should be an even better vocal, a better mixed vocal. The vocal should have even more layers. It should just be a super tightly dialed vocal if you're going to spend all 7 days giving me vocals. That gives us a total score of 19 out of 25. Good luck.
So for Team 2 on Mashup 1, to continue with our punk, again, comes out swinging. The punk is strong. I gave them a 4 out of 5 on creativity and originality. I like that they came in with the hook. With punk, you can do that. And it slides into the verse. Which also, I gave them a 4 on the genre commitment because The punk structure here, the little claps and bounce, the tempo, everything is screaming punk. It's a little rebellious. Again, that helps to get that punk sound. The tightness between the vocals and the guitar, these are the two things. I gave them a 5 out of 5 on collaboration cohesion because they really did blend well. 4 out of 5 on the emotional impact. I like Pinky's presentation, the attitude, using those little catchphrases like I'm not just pretty and then I'm pretty, putting those ad libs in behind it, really great punk approach. And for the technical skill, a 4 out of 5 as well. Well arranged, well mixed, everything blended between the two, and it made a really fun punk pop song. The punk comes first, the pop comes second here, and I think that's what gives them a 21 out of 25 here. They stuck to the genre and then added the extra flavor.
This is nice. This is nice. This is crazy. Damn. Hey, I like that. That was really well put together, actually. And they really understood the assignment, the production. They got it down, you know what I mean, as far as the production, everything. The tone was right, the energy was there. I mean, I felt like I first played the cassette. So, at my cassette tape player, let's go. I like that.
This is amazing. I think that's my favorite song.
Round 2, Mashup 1, Team 2. Pinky and RJS. I'm hooked. I'm not just pretty. I'm hooked. This is so punk. Josie and the Pussycats would be proud. Yes, it is punk. Okay, fine. We'll add in the metric vibe too. Does that help? Hipsters. It's so important to be original in a world full of clones. But to evoke such a familiar feeling and to be able to put that desire onto paper, great work. Also, can we talk about the Tom DeLonge articulation? Moin and shine. So good. Let's jump into 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love is that I'm immediately transported to all the best reasons that this genre exists. It's almost visceral how I'm walking in downtown Seattle in the evening, dodging used needles to get to a little hole-in-the-wall venue where the cover charge is $8 plus you have to bring 5 friends plus you have to buy 2 drinks? Yeah, then you have a show where the opening band is super energetic, and even though you're there to see the headliner, they just grab you, man. The second thing I love is the drum fills. The drums are changing it up. Every few bars I get something different from the drums. Whether it's the snare pattern, the hats, the crash, it just keeps changing, and it keeps me engaged as a listener. That is true art. If there's one thing I want more of, it's a top-down mix approach. I love all the elements here, but I think maybe we have a few things out of place. When I think of this genre, I do in fact think of loud drums and loud vocals. And here, while we have neat vocals and we have great recording efforts, the drums kind of fade into the background as a secondary instrument. So while the vocals do shine, I need our mix to go back to 0 and to pull up maybe the drums as the first element that we hear, followed very closely by bass and vocals. That way, in our mix, we don't get dynamics mixed up with volume when it comes to the elements that make up the genre. All you need to do is ask yourself during the mixing phase, at this point in the song, what do I want the listener to be focusing on? While keeping in mind, your brain can't really comprehend more than 3 things at a time. So pick your top 3 for the verse, and then maybe adjust volumes for the top 3 for the chorus, and so on and so forth, to perfection. The scores. Creativity and originality, that's a 4 out of 5. It evokes a familiar, yet new package. Genre commitment, that's a 5 out of 5. W. Collaboration and cohesion. This is also a 5 out of 5, with Pinky holding down that box and RJS holding down the instrumental. It just fits. Emotional impact? I told you how it put me in a very specific time and place. I'm giving that a 5 out of 5. Yes, please. Finally. Technical quality. I'm giving this one a 3 out of 5. All the elements are there, but I needed a top-down approach that tells the listener what they should be focusing on. Should I be focusing on the drums? In a punk song, probably. Should I be focusing on the vocal? Yeah. And then, of course, bass is always a good choice, but from there, you choose the elements. I just want to make sure that our punk pop basses are covered. Loud, drums, and vocals. That gives us a total score of 22 out of 25. Good luck!
So for Mashup 2, Team 1, we're going into pop, and we had Rollo, Knox and Tweedle Dum. And coming in, it's hard to establish a pop song right off the bat. Pop doesn't have the same ingredients other genres do. Pop is something that becomes popular to your ears as you listen. This track did manage to do that. I gave him a 4 out of 5 on creativity and originality. It is very creative and very original. And I gave him a 3 out of 5 on the genre commitment. Again, with pop, it at least hits the mark. It has the potential to fit in the pop category. For collaboration cohesion, I gave them a 4 out of 5. I felt like these two very comfortable with each other. They blended, complemented each other very well. Was looking forward to hearing the two of them work together. And also on the emotional impact, I gave them a 4 out of 5 because if you can make people laugh, that's as important as making people cry and getting people to sympathize. And emotional impact, laughing is one of the best ways to do it. And this track certainly got our listeners laughing. For the technical skills, I gave them a 3 out of 5. I felt it was a good mix, well produced. They got everything mixed together and hit their mark there. And that gave them a total score of 18 out of 25. Very enjoyable track.
Not gonna lie, I don't like that song. I don't like that song. I don't like that. However, I see, like, that song could be like in a movie or something. You know what I mean? I personally don't like this song, but it's not like I don't hate the song. I just personally don't like it, but I can see somebody who would like it, but I'm not sure if they follow the genre. I feel like they just like, let me just give them something good, because I don't know about this other stuff over here, but we gonna do it our way. All right, I can dig that. I can respect that.
Tweedle, you guys wholly own and invest.
Round 2, Mashup 2, Team 1. Tweedle and Rollo. Hey, nobody told me that The Lonely Island was doing a reunion tour? When did that happen? The track is catchy and it evokes some great emotion with those keyboard stabs. I'm also a huge fan of those descending transitions and the SFX sprinkled throughout to create a full vibe. I'm missing the pop genre. The song's cool though. Let's move on to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love is the Lonely Island vibe. It's got a super soft spot in my heart because I grew up with things like I'm on a boat and I throw it on the ground. But then of course it also is part parody and part banger. And that's really important because the Lonely Island didn't just stop at parody. They created bangers. Good job. The second thing I love here is the keyboard stabs and mixing them with SFX transitions to create a dynamic and full sound environment. You tell us a story through audio. If there's one thing I really want more of, it's pop. This could have really easily translated into a pop song in its entirety if you had utilized the later boy band genre. Bands like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys went from glistening 5-part harmonies to these really gritty rock-inspired vibes in the early 2000s as boy bands were on their way out. So if you really wanted to give us the pop feels, you should have drawn inspiration from some pop bands that really did some heavy, mainstream rock influences. Great song, but I want more pop. Reference is going to be the key to success when you're working in a genre that maybe you don't float in often. The scores. Creativity and originality. That's a 5 out of 5. Uniqueness on full display. Genre commitment. That's going to be a 2 out of 5. This is great. It isn't pop, but it's great. Collaboration and cohesion. 5 out of 5. Oh yeah, truly a treat woven by both contestants. Emotional impact. 3 out of 5. Fun. Funny. No pop emotion though. Finally, technical skill and quality. This is also a 3 out of 5. I want to hear cleaner tracks moving forward. We have some neat elements, but it's time to dial those in. I would also like to see us focus on the assignment of the genre. Reference tracks, reference tracks, reference tracks. Go to Google and type in top 10 this genre songs of the last 50 years. You will get plenty to choose from, where you can build a baseline and then flesh out an original product. That gives us a total score of 18 out of 25. Good luck!
Now for team 2 of Mashup 2, we had Maria Perdomo and the Unfantastic. And like the first team, the pop at the beginning was hard to pick up, but as I listened, this track really is one of those grows on you with each listen. There were references to Blind Melon and folk pop that really reminded me of what old school pop used to be like. And I think these guys did a good job of bringing some of that back into the forefront. I gave them a 4 out of 5 on creativity and originality. It is, again, very creative, and it does have an original feel. For the genre, I gave them a 3 out of 5. Again, like the first team, they hit the mark. It's hard to define pop and get to 4 or 5 because it needs to grow on you. And this is one that does, and it does hit that 3. For the collaboration and cohesion, I also gave them a 3 there. I felt like they at least got each other and they bounced off of each other. They managed to collaborate, and that's a good mark to hit. For emotional impact, also a 3. Nothing really sticks out emotionally, but it does at least give you something to connect to. For the technical skill, also gave them a 3 there. Again, they hit the mark. The mix is good. The instrument arrangements, the layering, everything does come out. Gives me that hippie pop vibe, and I think the whole thing worked well. I gave them a total of 16 out of 25.
Okay. Like that. That sounded like that was ready for, a commercial ready right there. But I like that. That was, I like that. That was almost like something you can hear on the radio. That was a nice little, mashup right there. It was nice.
Round 2, Mashup 2, Team, that's right, 2. Tonal Android and Maria. I wasn't sure if this song was going to hit the mark when it first started, but it sure did settle into some folk pop awesomeness. The angle of California sunshine I felt as we went up and down the coast, next to the vocal ambience, truly a pop treat. Let's move on to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The vibe can't be given enough credit. It's a perfect fit. The lyrics enhance the instrumental as they embrace in a warm hipster vibe. The second thing I love is Whether it's a loop or being played, this guitar melody line, the acoustic guitar melody line, is just an earworm. Not only is it super catchy, but it serves as a great foundation for the rest of the track. Fitting ambience, excellent pop vibe with the acoustic setting, and it just adds to that California coast aesthetic. If there's one thing I want more of, it's some acoustic percussion. We needed more percussion. Whether it was djembe, bongo, or tambourine, it would give more dynamics, add to the same California vibe, not take anything away from those hipster folk pop elements, and just create a better track overall. Give me a little bit more of that next time, in addition to everything you've already given to me that's fantastic, and we have got one sweet track, man. The scores. Creativity and originality. That's a 5 out of 5. It's pop, but wrapped in some really great creative folk elements that make this a unique and easy to listen to track. Genre commitment, 5 out of 5. Creative, unique, boop. Collaboration and cohesion, 5 out of 5. Woven together like a warm hug. Great work. Emotional impact, also a 5 out of 5. Very visceral vibes. Finally, technical skill and quality. This one's a 4 out of 5. I wanted a few more percussive variation elements within the track. It would have just added to the awesomeness. That gives us a total score of 24 out of 25. Good luck.
So for Mashup 3, Team 1, we go into jazz. And we've got EJM Beats and Paul McMinotaur. Comes in smooth, feeling like the jazz I love. I like how the brass and the melody are complementing each other. I gave him a 3 out of 5 on creativity and originality. And on the genre commitment, I also gave him a 3 out of 5. It hits the jazz marks. For collaboration cohesion, also a 3 out of 5. They're hitting the middle. They're hitting their target for jazz. Nothing standing out, however. The big problem I had with the track was the lack of percussion. It's not to say jazz needs drums, but jazz without drums needs a lot to hold it together. And I got to give Paul credit. He did a good job of giving it the flavor it needed, picking the themes, the emotional impact. I gave him a 3 because of his choice of topic and giving it a very jazz flavored topic. For technical skills, again, a 3. Everything hit down the middle here. If there had been more percussion and drums, I feel like I could have scored higher on this one. Drums could have put certain criteria over the edge. But overall, good jazz track. Jazz is not an easy genre, and I do feel like they hit the mark across each criteria. So I gave them a total of 15 out of 25.
I really like the way that came on. I really was hoping that it would progress to a little something more. I really wasn't really interested until like a little ways through. But Other than that, I'm not sure what they were going for with that one, honestly. But it was a nice song, though. But I did want it to progress a little better than that. And, you know, I like the slow tempo, but I feel like there was something in there that could have worked better. But, you know, overall, it was still a nice song, though.
We got the slow dance
I see what they were going for.
lights where you looked in romance. There was never a fairer sight. Though our love would win the day, still softly I croon.
Round 2, Mashup 3, team number 1, EJM and Paul McMinotaur. The vocals go crooner, we reference Beaches in the Moon, the brass is featured, and the ambience swells. All the trimmings for a great Thanksgiving dinner are there. But, did we get the cranberry sauce? Let's find out. 2 things I love, and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love is that the vocals are appropriately emotional. They're super crooner, and they sing of contentment in a really nice way. I really enjoyed what they brought to the table for the track. The second thing I love is the swelling brass throughout the track that just kind of puts some emphasis on certain things. It's a really sweet staple of a genre that typically stays in its lane. So it was nice to see something creative here, taken due to the influences from, you know, EDM. If there's one thing I want more of, jazz tends to be a little more touchy-feely, a little looser, you know, and needs some drums. So oftentimes we can follow whatever's happening, even if it is loose, because we've got that nice hi-hat rhythm and the nice rhythm in general, whether it's the bass boom 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 or the hats doing a. Here we kind of missed the mark on that. I needed a little bit more to bring us in line with the genre. We have a very electronic, quantized feel, where everything hits in a very modern way. And that's just not jazz, bro. The scores. Creativity and originality, that's a 3 out of 5. A lot of creativity, but it strayed a little too far from the path. Genre commitment, that's gonna be a 2 out of 5. I could tell that you wanted it, but it strays a little bit too far again. Collaboration and cohesion, this one's a 5 out of 5. Both partners brought something really unique to the track, and it created something nice. I don't know if it went full jazz, but it was nice. Emotional impact, 2 out of 5. Some of the decisions made in this song were distracting. As a listener, the whole point is to pull us into the listening experience. Anything you do, no matter how neat you may think it sounds, if it is a distraction that pulls us from the experience, it does not serve our track, and therefore should be removed or reworked. Technical skill and quality. This one is also a 2 out of 5. I think we need to go back to the drawing board, reference all the aforementioned items that I brought to this review, and try again. That makes the total score 14 out of 25. Good luck!
So for Mashup 3, Team 2, we had Static and MattJH. Comes in with everything I want to hear in jazz. Gave him a 4 out of 5 on creativity and originality. It's fresh. And for the genre commitment, I gave him a 5 out of 5 because it has all the elements that I want to hear in a good jazz track. For the collaboration and cohesion, I also gave them a 5 out of 5. These two got into each other's grooves. They found the pockets that they needed to get into, and with jazz, super important that you can bounce off of each other, because you never know what your partner is really going to do. Jazz is about improv. For the emotional impact, I gave him a 4 out of 5. Felt everything. Loved the choice of using the lady in red. These kinds of themes work great with jazz. The little trumpet solos all brought that extra oomph to the emotional impact, which also gave me 4 out of 5 on technical skills. Loved how everything blended, the mix, the layers, choice of where to put things was well done on both their parts. Great collaboration here. My favorite track of round 2. So they ended up scoring 22 out of 25. Fantastic addition to round 2.
Fine old catfish. We eating gumbo. We smoking red stripes. Like that's giving like all nice little Asian flavor right there. Like that was nice right there. All right, eating up. Let's go. I like that. That was put together real good with the singing. You know, everything was matching up nice right there. I like that. Yeah.
That is fucking jazz. Round 2, matchup 3, team number 2. Static and MattJH. Whether it's the bass running up and down the scales, or the hats keeping the syncopated rhythm, the brass holding down the highs, or the scat vocals, you may be asking yourself, DJ, why are you just naming things in the track? And that's simple. It's because they all speak for themselves. Digital jazz, man. Digital jazz. This is an excellent product. Let's jump into 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love is the picture that this track paints. Whether it's New York City at night in the dripping, drenching rain, or maybe it's Louisiana, Nolans, right? It's got that private detective vibe. And let's not forget the plump, chain-smoking antagonist. The picture it paints for me is so great. Thanks, Vibes. The panning is excellent too. The second thing I love are the vocals. They're like the whipped cream on top of an already awesome sundae. They do just enough, but let the jazz instrumental do its thing so that we can soak in the genre. Nice work. If there's one thing I want more of, it's a little bit of a different mix on the vocals. You gotta get granular here, but with the amount of talent that I see on this track, some of the vocals just didn't sit in the pocket for me. Whether it's the background scatting or the other ambient vocals. Maybe a little bit too much 300 to 500 on that EQ range, creating some mud that took away from the sparkle, the shimmer. New York City in the rain. You know what I mean? Bio-digital jazz, man! If you're Jeff Bridges. The scores. Creativity and originality. That gets a 4 out of 5. Pretty typical jazz throughout. Genre commitment, 5 out of 5. Jazz to the max. Collaboration and cohesion, this one's also 4 out of 5. You know, everything was there, but a little bit of a different mix on the vocals, and they may have intertwined a little bit better. Emotional impact. 5 out of 5. Painting the perfect picture. And then, of course, technical skill and quality. That's also a 4 out of 5. You painted the picture, but for the reasons I mentioned above, specifically in One Thing I Want More Of, there's a 1-point deduction. That makes our total score 22 out of 25. Good luck!
So for Mashup 4, we go into Grunge. And for Team 1, we had Bassface and Reemo. And coming in, I got the grunge feel. And with the vocal lead, I felt that grunge. I gave him a 3 out of 5 on creativity and originality. And for the genre commitment, I also gave him a 3 out of 5. It hits the marks. Now for the collaboration cohesion, I had to slide down because I don't hear one of the collaborators, and I don't end up hearing them throughout the song. So I gave them a 2 out of 5 there. Would have went down to 1 if one of the collaborators didn't collaborate at all. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and say 2, but not hearing one of the collaborators does affect the scoring for me there. And for the emotional impact, I gave him a 3. Again, hits the mark. It has some emotion. Nothing stands out, but at the same time, it's grunge emotion. And for technical skill and quality, also a 3. I really liked the bass line that I'm hearing. I like the ideas that are going on in the vocal approach, but I feel like they could be arranged and put together better to get a stronger score. So hit the mark, but could have used a little more, especially of both collaborators. Not hearing both really does affect my scoring here. But I gave him a 14 out of 25. Not a bad grunge song.
That's one of the first songs so far that I could probably give like 3 or 4 listens in a row. Like that was a great song. I almost couldn't even hear the words, but it doesn't even matter. The song was that great. It was a great song to me. I liked it. As far as the grunge, not real sure if it was really grungy, but you know, it really did like really different. He forever influenced other rest of the instruments. Everything worked so perfect, but the words could have been clear.
That was amazing, Scott.
Round 2, Mashup 4, Team 1. And actually, we're going solo this time. It's Bassface. You know, at first I had to go do more research to give these grunge tracks a fair shake. Even those of us in the judging category have blind spots when it comes to genres, especially for someone like me who's into modern pop. After multiple listens to bands like Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Stone Temple Pilots, I hear the soul of this grunge track crying out to the WAG masses. So let's jump into 2 things I love, and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love is the bass flowing through this track. It's like a ride or die that's never gonna leave your side. Great bass, Bassface. The bass is baller. The second thing I love is the vocals. I wasn't sure at first, but the further I progressed through the track, the more suitably gritty they became. And I really enjoyed that. Angst dialed to the max. If there's one thing I want more of, it's I actually want the vocals to be pulled back slightly volume-wise. Or, you know, maybe you could throw a real dirty hall and plate reverb on there to give it some kind of just nastiness that pulls it back from being front and center. We don't want those vocals to be super highly compressed like they're a pop song or a modern punk pop song. We want them to be grungy and less perfect. So let's dial those back just slightly. The scores. Creativity and originality. That's going to be a 5 out of 5. A really unique take with the stacked guitars and the call and response vocals that bring new life to a timeless genre. Genre commitment. 5 out of 5. I hear everything I would expect to from this genre based on my research. Well done. Collaboration and cohesion. Unfortunately, this is a 1 out of 5. No partner means no collaboration. I'm sorry. Emotional impact. 5 out of 5. It may not be my genre preference, but I can totally hear the emotion in the vocals that are growling and screaming, and the axes with their soaring emotion. Great work. Technical skill and quality. This one's a 4 out of 5. I'm telling you, put those vocals in the correct place in the mix, and you've got a banger. That makes the total score 20 out of 25. Good luck.
Now with Mashup 4 Team 2, we continue our journey on grunge, and we've got Mayvai Hendrix and Christine Rebecca Sweet. Comes in, feeling right for grunge, right guitar tone, like what's going on with the vocals. Gave them a 4 out of 5 on creativity and originality. They took grunge and they elevated it, which also gave me a 4 out of 5 on the genre commitment. They hit the grunge mark, and I feel like they're growing the genre with this approach. On the collaboration and cohesion, also a 4 out of 5. I hear them blending smoothly together. And that helped with the emotional impact. Another 4 out of 5. Very consistent across the scoring there. And the part changes really helped to bring that emotional impact more so in, put it up a notch. And for the technical skill and quality, I gave them a perfect 5 out of 5. It's really well produced, well mixed. Everything is tight, cohesive. It's what you want your sound to sound like. And with grunge, which it tends to be more loose, hearing it put together this way, packaged this well, really gives it a polished sound. I think this is what grunge has evolved into. Great example of it. So they got a 21 out of 25. Another track that was a real highlight of round 2.
Saying the drums work really well. The same thing with this song. I wouldn't put it in category as maybe a system of a down, but it did like the lyrics. It was still a little bit more down. They did work well with, the rest of the ensemble there. I do like the fact that everybody's doing their switch ups and their transition, making the timing great. We're going a lot of new tracks. Everybody, great timing. That's one. It's a real good thing about the second round so far. That I'm seeing everybody's focusing in on not bringing the same song for 3 minutes or however long the tracks are, and everybody's getting their tracks in. I like the length of all the tracks. This track is definitely lengthy and definitely has some type of power. I'm not sure staying power, but it definitely is a nice track. I'd like to see what happens with that one.
Throw them all again. Mayvai, you got my favorite track. All right.
Finally, we've got round 2 mashup for team number 2, Mayvai and Christina Rebecca Sweet. Every influence I initially pulled from my head for this track was either rock or nu metal. Thankfully, in the interim, I was able to do more digging, and my reference points switched from Deftones and Marilyn Manson to Nirvana and Alice in Chains. The vocal stacks are giving me life. They're tight where they need to be and audibly grainy in all the right places. Can we talk about that call and response Vox and guitar around 232? Excellent. Let's move on to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love are the vocals. They may not be totally tuned to my pop sensibilities, but I can appreciate a good vocal stack. Whether it's the emphasis at any given moment or the vocal tones themselves. A perfect compliment to just how dirty everything else is. The second thing I love is everything in the background of this instrumental. I know it sounds weird, but when you dial in, it's really the small things that make the biggest treats. Like when what sounds like a guitar on that higher part just kind of whines in the background to create a layer of ambience, almost like a pad. It's washed out and beautiful and a great compliment for how dirty everything else is. The one thing I want more of, a minor request if I may. I really want those drums to smack. I felt like the snare lacked life specifically. Whether we need to add some 2K or pull out a little bit of the low end and maybe give it some saturation to help it stand out. Maybe on the heavier parts of the track, you can layer in a gunshot sample to give it just more smack. The guitars are great. The vocals are great. The drums, for the most part, are great. I for some reason want that snare to smack. The scores, creativity and originality. That's a 5 out of 5. a catchy hook, and a unique vibe that evokes rock, metal, and grunge all at once. Genre commitment. Also a 5 out of 5. I'm here for this. Collaboration and cohesion? Yeah, 5 out of 5. In the words of the great Lil Wayne, I go so hard they call me Go So Hard. You go so hard. Emotional impact. This one gets a 4 out of 5. I feel all the elements there, but it doesn't quite give me the emotional resonance that the content of your round 1 track gave me. Technical skill and quality. This one is also a 4 out of 5. Find a way to adjust those percussive elements and you are at the peak of technicality. Can't wait to hear what y'all do next. That brings the total score to 23 out of 25. Good luck.
What's the genre? What's the genre? What's the genre?
Good day, my waggers and wagettes. It is the beginning of the 3rd round. We are going to do the drawing now. First off, congratulations to the final 8. Pinky, number 6. RJS, number 11. Maria, Wagger 16. Tonal Android, Wagger 23. Static, Wagger 13. MattJH, Wagger 21. Mayvai, Wagger 7. And Christina Sweet, Wagger 10. Congratulations, you have made it to round 3. We're going to do the drawing. Mashup 1, Team 1 is number 23 and number 11 versus number 6 and number 16. So that is number 11 and number 23 versus number 6 and number 16. Their genre is over here. Pop. All right, drawing for Mashup 2. E1. Number 21. Number 10. Versus number 13. Number 7. Their genre is funk. All right, folks. So, Mashup 1, Team 1, number 23, Tonal Android, and number 11, RJS, versus number 6, Pinky, and number 16, Maria. They are doing pop. In mashup 2, we have number 10, Christina Sweet, and number 21, MattJH, versus number 13, Static, and number 7, Mayvai, and they are doing funk. This is WAG past team going against each other. That's what happens in the WAG. This is round 3. You know the rules. We've done this 3 times now. You got a week. Let's hear them. Good boy.
Everybody wants to join. Everybody wants to join the Watch Your Genre Showdown. Everybody wants to join. Everybody wants to join the Watch Your Genre Showdown.
I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we share? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate?